Folks, I am late. I am also Denny Carter from NBC Sports. Thank you for joining the Friday Fantasy Football Q&A. I appreciate you waiting a few minutes here as I got things together, aka desperately tried to log in to the program that is required for my face to stream into your computer. But now my face is streaming into and around your computer, and I can answer all of your fantasy football questions. Two things. One is I put my coffee in the microwave too long, and it's nuclear hot. It's dangerous for human consumption kind of hot. So I'm a little bit hesitant, although I like it like that. See that I enjoy coffee. I'm not a big coffee guy, but I am a coffee guy. I have coffee every morning. I'm not Agent Cooper from Twin Peaks, okay? But I do enjoy some coffee. But I only really enjoy coffee for like, I don't know, 4 sips. 4 or 5 sips, and then it just kind of gets tepid, and then I'm not too interested anymore. I kind of just like look at it. And I'm sure somebody here is going to tell me about a product that keeps your coffee hot, scorching hot for hours and hours and hours. I'm sure that's going to happen. I'm not going to buy that. I just want to be clear, like crystal clear. I'm not going to be buying any products that keep my coffee warm that solve this problem for me. I would rather keep drinking coffee the way I do and whine about it on the internet. That would be my preference here. So I like coffee, but it's only good when it's real hot. Otherwise, it is gross. Ugh. So everybody shut up while I drink my hot coffee. I'm kidding. I would never tell you that. I just did, some are saying. But yes, thank you for joining me. Happy postponed or belated Thanksgiving. I know everybody is out getting their Christmas trees today so that they will be dead by, I don't know what, December 12th, 15th. The process on that is a little iffy, I would say. Just from my personal standpoint, my politics. I would say wait till December, I don't know, 1st, 3rd, 5th, somewhere in there. You can still enjoy the tree for weeks and weeks and weeks, but you get it now, it's dead. It's going to be dead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no stopping it. Okay? The death of your Christmas tree is inevitable as your death. And now I'm having an existential meltdown inside. Anyway, let's answer some questions here. Oh, hey, look at it. Look, our guy, Patrick, it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Patrick. All I want as a gift is to see Denny rocking the robe. I'm sorry, Patrick. I forgot. I really did actually mean to do that. And you also want an Ohio State victory over Michigan. Also, Taysom, or likely at tight end. Excuse me. The coffee is hitting. Look, the Taysom thing is a little tricky because the last time we saw the Saints, Taysom's package was smaller than we had left it. It had been great, and then it wasn't. So I think we're going to assume that if game script is right and Derek Carr is back, I think Derek Carr plays a big part here because Taysom really didn't come into the game when Jameis Winston took Carr's spot 2 weeks ago against Minnesota. So assuming Carr is back, and assuming the Saints see neutral or positive game script here, which I think is relatively safe assumption, I would go Taysom. I would go Taysom over Isaiah Likely. Likely is a good pickup. I mean, he should be rostered in 100% of 12-team leagues. He's going to see a lot of routes in that offense. He's not going to take the place of Mark Andrews. He's not going to see he's not a 1-for-1 replacement at all. So I don't want people to think that, but he's been good when given the opportunity. But likely is not going to see potentially, 3 to 5 red zone carries, and to go along with 2 to 4 receptions like Taysom Hill will. That's a really fantasy viable workload, if I do say so myself. All right. Oh boy. Well, you have not long to decide this. Tua or Fields. I will settle it. You're screaming at me in all caps to settle it, brother. Sister, I'm gonna settle the hell out of it. Watch this. Ready? Fields. All right, real quick on the Dolphins-Jets game. The Jets are an extreme run funnel defense. Okay, everybody is just abandoning the pass and establishing the run against these Jets. The Jets' rush defense has also not been very good. So I'm not saying that you can't play Tua or that like Waddle or Hill are in trouble. They're not. Waddle has been kind of meh this year, but I think Fields with the design rushes. I think he had 9 design rushes last week. Double digit, 12. I think 12 or 14 rushes. There's no way to know. I can't look it up. The internet doesn't have this information. I'm just trying to draw from memory. I think it was 14 total rushing attempts for Justin Fields last week. That's what we're looking for. That is the good stuff. So I'd go Fields. There are some stats floating around Fantasy X/Twitter that say that Waddle is in a really good spot today. I'm not going to bore you with the details because mostly I can't remember the details because it's really complicated. It's like cover 3 versus cover 6 versus man versus zone versus this and that. Target per route run, route rate. Targets beyond 5 yards, but not further than 8 yards, something along those lines. Waddle is in apparently a good spot. So I do think that you can put him in your lineup. But if you want to, Greg, if you want to throw me some other options besides Waddle, you can feel free to do that. Najee, Warren, Stevenson, and Hunt, who sits. Okay, so one sits. Brother, you're sitting Najee. You're sitting Najee Harris. Yeah, I mean Jaylen Warren, man, it's actually a really, really nice spot. The Bengals have allowed a lot of yards before contact per rush. I think they lead the league in that category. That is Jaylen Warren's game. Okay, like that sort of opportunity. He's also really good at avoiding contact. So I think Jaylen Warren is in for a big day. I think Kareem Hunt should be in for a nice day because the Broncos, per the metrics, really stink. They were quite bad against the run, and with DTR being, I like the kid. Seems like a really solid kid, and very happy to see him lead a game-winning drive last week. He was also terrible. So I think the Browns will be extremely run heavy here. This is an ugly game between the Browns and Broncos. I think it could put, unless game script goes haywire at some point, I think Jerome Ford could see 15 carries. I think Hunt could see 10, 12 carries here, maybe more. Hunt, they see Hunt as the closer, for better or worse. Jerome Ford last week was dominating backfield opportunity for Cleveland in the first, I want to say 3 quarters, not just the first half, first 3 quarters. And then Kareem Hunt basically was the only game in town in the fourth quarter. That's kind of how the Browns have used Kareem Hunt over the years. Even frustratingly, when Nick Chubb was healthy and was the team's lead back in recent seasons, Chubb would function as the unquestioned RB1 for a while, and then they would say, all right, bring in the closer, and like Mariano Rivera running in from left field or whatever. Was it left field? Right field? I can't remember. Center field? It's hard to say. Yeah, Hunt would come in and they would give it to him like 15 times in the fourth quarter. So anyway, if you have Hunt, you're never quite sure what to do with him. I think this is the kind of a game environment and the kind of matchup where he can be pretty good. That's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on the Browns. If you can't talk before you finish the coffee, then you're a veteran coffee person. I'm not that kind. I'm not like, no one talk to me until I have my coffee. I need my coffee before anyone says a word to me. No, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I kind of want to be like that, but I'm not. All right, King Snow. Hello, King Snow. From the King Snow Show. Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving. Same to you. Big matchup this week for me. I am playing 6 and 5. All right, let's go. You can do it, buddy. You can absolutely do it. By the way, speaking of Thanksgiving, I just want to put this out here, okay? And honestly, I don't want to be censored. I don't want you to report me. Green bean casserole is an elite Thanksgiving option. You won't hear this anywhere, okay? You know, the New York Times has 27 articles every, week of Thanksgiving outlining all the ways that you can make a great Thanksgiving meal, okay? Gluten-free, lots of gluten, vegetarian, I don't even know what else, okay? I don't know what the kids are eating. I know what I'm eating, and it's green bean casserole. Man, that stuff is good. You know what's bad? Here's one thing that's bad. It's turkey. Turkey's bad. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I will always be honest with you. I will always report facts. I'm reporting the fact that turkey is terrible. I don't care. Do not come at me with, you just haven't had the right turkey. Oh, well, I cook it for 19 hours and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. It still tastes the same, man. That's the trick. Oh, well, I cook it this special way that my grandfather, still, it sucks. Sorry. You know what's better than turkey? Green bean casserole. I didn't mean to get confrontational. All right. Are the Jets starting Tim Boyle on purpose so they can say, see, oh, that's a funny theory, Francis. Right. They're talking specifically to me, right? I've been calling for the benching of Zach Wilson since he was in elementary school. See? Oh, well, what do you like? How do you like it now? Tim Boyle threw 5 interceptions in the first quarter. You've been telling us to do this? Do you love Tim Boyle so much? I mean, that wasn't really the point of the whole situation. The point was to get a workable quarterback, like an NFL viable quarterback, which Zach Wilson is not, and Tim Boyle probably is not either. 2 questions from Jerry. Devontae Smith or Pacheco, what are your thoughts on Mahomes and Chase rest of season? Well, I do think that Chase is going to line up in the slot a lot. This is what they did when Burrow missed time earlier this year. Or also, he missed a little. I think he missed some in-game time. But he also, wow, try this again. He was also struggling and not really able to push the ball downfield with his calf issue back in September. And they put Chase in the slot and had him targeted heavily at or near the line of scrimmage. I think we're going to see more of that. So, I think he can survive this for PPR purposes. Half PPR and standard, it's going to be rough. I'm going to be upfront with you. It's going to be rough. As for Mahomes, I mean, the Chiefs are getting really unlucky. Mahomes is still Mahomes. Like, he's still making like unholy throws on the regular. So on the reg, is that what I'm supposed to say? So I don't know if I would acquire Mahomes, but if you can get Jamar Chase from someone who is slamming their fist on the panic button right now and saying, I will take literally anything for Jamar Chase, then you go ahead and do that. And then, so the Bills secondary is a wreck, guys. I mean, they're missing Taylor Rapp. They're missing Dane Jackson. I think that's his name, cornerback. They're missing all sorts of, obviously Trey White is out for the year. They are a disaster. It makes me really, really like this Eagles-Bills game environment. I think it could really be the kind of back and forth game that we like for fantasy. So I do think that Devontae Smith is the play there. I think that his upside is sneaky here. Did I miss? I see a bunch, but I'm just. I already answered your tour Fields question, man. Fields. All right. I didn't mean to be mad, Wet Bandit. Pick one half PPR Singletary. Right. So Pierce is back. I wrote that blurb today. Jeff Wilson or Ty Chandler. I would go. I'd go with single. You guys still go with Singletary. Yeah. Looking for your sick and twisted opinion here. I love Gremlin Brotherhood. I love to give a sick and twisted opinion. Kicker Jason Sanders, Blake Groupie, or Evan McPherson. I don't think you can play McPherson because of Browning and that whole thing. So the Dolphins are not really kicking field goals. And I don't really know what to say about it beyond that. They just don't. They just won't. There are Dolphins. They love they love a little analytics. And so Sanders is really not seeing the sort of opportunity that you would expect. So I guess I'll lean Groupie. That's my sick and twisted opinion. Kyle Myers. Grade my trades. I will grade your trades. Turn Jalen Hurts, Amari Cooper, and Zach Charbonnet into. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I mean, Charbonnet is mid. Cooper is not great for fantasy now that Watson is done. And Singletary takes a hit with Pierce coming back, obviously. But DJ Moore with Justin Fields I feel like we're kind of sleeping on that whole situation. I will never sleep on that situation. Calvin says PPR, Josh Downs or Bijan. Yeah, you're playing Bijan. Don't get crazy. Don't get cute. Folks, remind Calvin what we don't do on this stream. You go ahead and remind him. All right, now I will. We get cute, but we don't get too cute. I will sometimes give out a cute answer. Oh, well, it's a little sneaky slot situation. You go ahead and you play the cute play. You get sort of cute, but you don't get but we don't get too cute. And this is too cute by half. This is too cute by 3/4. Okay. And I don't say that lightly. That's extremely cute. No, so you're playing Bijan. Don't get too cute. Happy holidays to you as well from start 2 from Eckler, Hall, Mostert. Oh, I guess Mostert and Eckler, just because the game script could really tank Breece Hall. And like I said, the Jets are like an insane run funnel defense. I think the Dolphins will establish it heartily against the Jets. Jets. Jose says 12-team PPR. Just traded Mixon for Waddle. Okay, I like it so far. Burrow injury worries me for Bengals. Already have ETN. Yeah. Kyron Williams, folks. First of all, read my my funnel report, my funnel defense report on NBCSports.com. And you will see that Kyron Williams is in a tremendous spot against the run funnel Cardinals this week. Pacheco or Javante. Speaking of the funnel defense report, which again you can find on the website, Javonte is in a great spot because almost no one is a more extreme run funnel than the Browns. Yes, I'm going to say run funnel. I'm going to say funnel a lot, folks. Don't take a shot. Don't take a shot for every time I say funnel, or you will be hospitalized within 15 minutes. Okay, and I will not pay those bills. Okay, you better have some good insurance. This is what I'm going to say before you take on that challenge. So lots of funnels coming. Just be prepared. Yeah, so Javonte's in a good spot. I would lean Pacheco still, but it's real close. Oof. All right. Yeah, I'm working Black Friday. But I enjoy doing the stream for you guys, with you guys. So I'm not exactly grinding retail on Black Friday, which I've done. Not the most fun thing that a person can do. This is more fun. This is what I would say. Can't start Brees over Kyron. That's tough, man. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I want to say yes, but I cannot. Legally, I cannot. Murray or Fields. I think Kyler's the play there. It's a good matchup against the Rams. Jose, 12 team. So Waddle, Pittman, Kyron start 2. Oh. Well, Pittman is highlighted in the funnel defense report. If you'd like to check that out. I can't bench Kyron. And Pittman has a more locked in role. He just does. Like, the guy is dominating air yards and targets. So, in the Gardner Minshew era in Indianapolis. Do I like telling you to bench Waddle against apparently a good matchup? I don't. But that's what I'm telling you. All right. King Snow is back. The king says he needs some help. I will help the king, like his jester dancing merrily in his court. Wide receivers, Deontay Johnson. I went to a Ren fair once, and I speak like that now. Yeah. Deontay Cooper picked up OBJ. Need one wide receiver to play this week. My options are Deontay. Okay, all right. So this is a comprehensive rundown of your 3 receiver options here. I'm going with Odell Beckham IV. Really, I think he's in a great spot with Andrews down for the count. Jeepster wants to know half PPR. Addison, Madison, or Cradison, or Josh Downs in the flex. So Justin Jefferson not playing reportedly. I think you throw in Addison. I just did that like a certain presidential candidates. Play Addison. We're bringing back Addison. All right. How fell about Chase to start? I'm sorry, brother. You're going to have to clean that one up. Okay. How feel? Maybe. Yes, you're starting Chase. That's what I would say. Start 2. Olave. It's Kyron and Olave. Kyron and Olave. All right. Brees or Kyron. Really hoping that he comes off the IR at some point soon, because I'm telling everybody to play him. So that's making me a little nervous. But he is expected to come off. I mean, they released Darrell Henderson like 6 minutes after Kyron returned to practice. So I missed the first part of your question, buddy. Okay, so you said Eckler, Hall, or Mostert, and then or drop Tank. No, what? Come on, BA. Tank Dell is like a wide receiver 1 in PPR leagues. What? Tank? You mean Bigsby? Please, you got to clarify which Tank you're talking about, because there's a difference. There's a difference. I need to know. Come on. Got to be specific in the chat. Looking for your healthy and straight opinion. Okay. Olave or Stevenson. 0.07 points per yard. Okay. Wow, that's specific. Olave. Yes, I will. Good afternoon. Need your help. Pittman, Collins, or Thielen? Pittman. All right. They should start Nathan Peterman. I mean, Peterman's definitely better than Zach Wilson. Let's just be upfront about it. Come on, why do we have to pretend? I'm tired of pretending. Everybody's better than Zach Wilson. You can clip that for later. Oh God. Oof. Dressing or sweet potato souffle? Both. I would go. Jeez. I would go Garrett. I go Garrett Wilson. It's just the role is more locked in. I go with Garrett Wilson. Need one flex. It's a lot of players, buddy. Cook Hollywood Flowers. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble processing this one. I go with Hopkins. Yeah, let's go with Hopkins. Bills defense or Bengals defense. You can't play Bills, so just play the Bengals and hope that it's an ugly, ugly game. I'm going Raheem Mostert against the run funnel Jets. What do you? Okay, so Kyron's workload. Yeah, right. Well, I do think that like 25 touches is probably not in reach. That's just my feel for the situation after reading up on it this morning. But 18 to 20 in that range. And then the goal line work. Here's the thing, folks. The Rams are trying to hide Matthew Stafford lately, and there's good reason for that because Matthew Stafford, per the analytics, is one of the 3 worst quarterbacks in the league right now. And that is not my opinion. It actually is my opinion. Also, I'm backed up by the data. I have a little itch. I'm sorry. So they are leaning heavily toward the run, looking very strongly into that. So Kyron should be set, I think, against the Cardinals. Yes, happy Black Friday to you. Would I drop Higgins for either Beckham or Rice or hold? It's a bench behind. Yeah, I mean T. Higgins. Yeah, right. Okay, so here's the thing. T. Higgins out of the hamstring, probably not going to play this week. Probably it could be out for the rest of the year. I mean, because there might not be a point in bringing him back. If he comes back without Joe Burrow, then what is he? Wide receiver 4 in PPR? Maybe. Beckham, I think Beckham is a vastly superior fantasy option rest of season over T. Higgins. So there you go. Who is better? Miami or I? Thank you, Katie, for that layup. I will take it. Layup, ready? Layup. Dolphins. Speaking of layups, I remember playing high school basketball. I was never more nervous than when we did the layup line before games. Right? We would be dressed up in our warm up jackets and pants, right, with the buttons that you could like rip off, like Superman. Does Superman do that? I don't think he does actually. But the home games, the crowd's buzzing. You're amped. You have the jock jams playing in the gym, and your adrenaline is such that it's kind of hard to like run at the basket at a million miles an hour and nicely lay it in. Like I had to like actively like calm down during layup drills because the pregame layup lines because I didn't want to look like an idiot, right? And just like smash the ball off the backboard, which happened to guys on the team, like good players. They would just lose it during the layup lines. All right, onto a Alicia, choose one. Javante, James Conner, Devontae is your answer. Shaheed or Downs? Oh, man, Shaheed's interesting now that Michael Thomas is out. Oh, God. But A.T. Perry is probably going to take all the Michael Thomas snaps. So the team really doesn't see Rashid Shaheed as an every down player. Every time, like, Shaheed will, like, single-handedly win the game for the Saints. I think he's done that twice this year. And the Saints coaches will come out and be like, never heard of him. I don't know. He made some mistakes today. Yeah, but sir, he caught the game-winning touchdown. Besides that, it was a disastrous game for Rashid. Don't know him. Haven't talked to him. Team seems to like him. Quarterback seemed to like him. We like this kid, A.T. Perry. A.T. Perry. It sounds like a tire place, but he probably is the answer. I would go with Downs. Downs has a good matchup. Bucks are allowing the 8th highest target share against slot receivers this year. Josh Downs. TD only scoring. Oh, baby. The highest T level of fantasy. I mean, this is tremendous. Tremendous. Flex options. Yeah, you got to go with Kyron. Got to go with Kyron because Ramondre gets trying to think of another word here besides the one I thought of. Vultured at the goal line by Ezekiel G. Elliott the 9th. All right. Herbert or Stafford. Herbert. Flex Singletary, Najee, Judy, or that's down, real bad. Singletary. Oh no, you're gonna make me do this. Don't make me do this. I can't because Gus Edwards is like barely an RB3 in fantasy if he doesn't get the touchdown every week. Oh, why? PPR, I guess. Okay, look, I'm gonna say Garrett Wilson. I'm a Gus Edwards denialist at this point. Like, I'm like an insane conspiracy theorist. I feel like telling people not to play Gus Bus. He's basically guaranteed 1 touchdown and almost guaranteed 2 every single week. And yet I sit on this stream every week and I say no. I say you can't play him. You can't play it because it's touchdown reliant. There's too much variance. It's too much volatility, folks. You can't play the guy who scores all the touchdowns. Why would you do that? Are you insane? You're playing the guy who scores touchdowns? What are you, some kind of idiot? Or am I? I think I am. This is the thing when I watch football with my dad. He's like, hey, do you have the Edwards guy? No. Why would I have Gus Edwards? Why would I put him in my lineup, Dad? Huh? Well, I don't know. Every time I watch him, he scores a bunch of touchdowns. Yeah. Have you heard of a little thing called a variance? Have you heard of a regression? I didn't think so. Huh? Who feels bad now? Who won that argument? I don't know. I just noticed that he just scores a lot of I'd play him if I played fantasy. I'd just put him in my lineup. Why don't you do that? You don't know anything, Dad. All right. We're done with that one. Garrett Wilson. I'm playing, by the way, I'm playing Garrett Wilson. Would you start Odell? I mean, it depends on your options, but yes, I would definitely consider. I'm starting him in 2 of my most important leagues this week. Please, Odell, be good, be good. Andrew says, Breece Hall, Mostert, Eckler need a flex and an RB1. I would go with Mostert and Austin Jerome Bettis Eckler. It's me again. Hey, Roderick. I needed you to pick 2 of Pittman, Collins, and Thielen. I would go with Thielen and Pittman. I hope I have to sit 1. Puka, Bijan, Jamar, Chase, or Keenan. What? What is this? You're the greatest team of all time, Trina. I guess Chase. You can't sit the other guy. You just literally can't sit the other guys. Okay, yeah. Okay, so BA meant No. You BA, listen to me. Between you and me, what are you doing You don't have Tank Dell in your lineup? What? Why? Why? He has like 50% of the team's air yards over the past month. He has a mind meld with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud banged the table for Dell. He said, wait, I need that guy. If I'm going to make it in the league, I need that guy. And the team said, fine, yes, CJ, you can have him. We're going to take him. You're going to make magic together. You're going to win the Super Bowl in your rookie season. I said it. Yeah, do I believe it? I don't know. But yeah, no, you got to get Dell in there, man. Especially, look, the Jags are an insane pass funnel defense, okay? Nobody establishes it against the Jags. The Texans will not run it this week. They'll try, but it won't work. They're going to have to revert to the pass. Listen, you got to get Tank Dell in there. Do you think Bijan will be better than Mixon rest of the year? Yeah. I mean, I think the Burrow injury makes that a definite possibility. Rondell. So the thing about Rondell, and I know it was exciting. I was excited as a guy who played a lot of Rondell Moore last week in DFS. Man, that was exciting. Watching the little guy go downfield and catch a 60-some yard touchdown to start the game. I said, I got it. I finally got one. Let's go. I'm on to something. And then he literally didn't see a target after that. Again, in case you missed that, he did not see a target after that. You know who did see a lot of targets after that? Greg Dortch. Because if you're not Dortch pilled, what are you doing? Okay, Greg Dortch is the wide receiver one every time he steps on the field. Mostly they have him playing special teams or like tying the kicker's shoes on the sideline or something. But every time he steps on, he instantly sees all the targets. He led the team. This is not a joke. Okay, really, this is not a bit. Dortch led the team in targets, receptions, and receiving yards last week against the Texans. Okay. Michael Wilson is out this week, again, with shoulder, okay? Probably be out for a long time. Dortch is going to come in and run 80% of the routes and, again, be fantasy viable. If you're in a deep league, like, Dortch needs to be picked up and played this week against the Rams. But, yeah, you're going OBJ. Herbert, or Cart, you going with Herbert. Herbert there? All right. And London. Yikes. Yeah, no, you're going with London. Lindorfin's yes, thanks. You too. Well, yeah, look, but your other options were terrible, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you out, but they were not good. Oh my goodness, we have a California resident. It's 10:42 on the West Coast. This is the congratulations, Eric Fortis Jr. for being the first West Coaster awake today. That is quite the deal. So hey, and good morning. PPR Thielen or Devontae Smith. I talked about Devontae earlier. I'm going Devontae. And then also at flex. Oh no! Wait, can you play? You can't play Thielen and Devontae because I would do that. But if not, then throw in Ford. Yeah, that makes sense to me. All right, Javonte or James Conner? I'm going Javonte. I know. We're coming off kind of a crummy week. We'll call it crummy for Javonte Williams. He only had 11 carries. Against whoever they played, the Vikings. The Broncos sort of mysteriously abandoned the run after being very run heavy over the 3 previous weeks, with Russell Wilson sort of in the game manager position again. So Javonte saw 11 carries, which is not a lot, but it was 11 of only 13 running back rushes against the Vikings. So he saw a lot of them. Okay. No way to know what percentage that is, but I'm guessing it's high. 80 something is my guess. Tua or Dobbs for week 12. I think, yeah, you go with Tua. Tua. DJ Moore and Kirk. DJ Moore is like the only game in town for the run first Bears. So what I'm saying is that the raw targets are not going to be there, perhaps, but he's seeing a lot of high value looks, and I do think he is the superior option over Kirk. Aaron Jones, I have Aaron Jones on, I don't know, almost all of my redraft teams, and man, that seemed like a good choice in week 1, didn't it, folks? My fellow Aaron Jones drafters, that felt real nice. We got one. We got a locked in RB1 all season. And that has not worked out. He has not been fantasy viable since week 1. He's hurt again. I don't believe anything the team is saying about him. So I think we have to kind of write off Aaron Jones for the rest of the year. If he comes back, that's good, and you can use him probably. But I'm not counting on him playing again. So just come to grips with that. A half PPR, 2 running backs. Yeah, you have to go with JT, and I'll just be consistent. I'm going with Kyron Williams. All right, folks, just a quick reset real quick. We have about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how generous I feel. We'll see. Here in the fantasy football Q&A with me, Denny Carter. You can find me on X, formerly Twitter, at CDCarter13. I'm also on Blue Sky, posting all the time. I'm on Threads for some reason as well, posting there sometimes, not very often, but you can find me there at CDCarter13. You can find all my work on NBC Sports. Have the Funnel Defense Report, and I have the Regression Files, which looks at some players who are due for some negative and some positive regression. All right. Thank you for joining me, Martin. PPR. Start D-Hop or Jaylen Warren. Yeah, you have to go Warren. It's a great spot. Great spot for Warren. All right, sorry, I already answered that. What's your opinion of starting receivers of your opponent's quarterback? Right. It can be a little big brained. It can be a little galaxy brained, if you know what I mean, where you end up siding with an inferior fantasy option because you want to, I don't know, mess with your opponent or like strip him of some of his fantasy upside, because if Lawrence goes nuts, then Ridley's probably involved, and so you get the benefit of that. I get it. I've been there, and I've done that. I would just say, again, sticking with a principle of this stream, just make sure you don't get too cute. Okay. Like for example, like I'm not putting Ridley in there over Jamar Chase just because my opponent has Trevor Lawrence. That's too cute. There's cute, and then there's too cute. You have exceeded the allowed cuteness, the threshold of cuteness. You've exceeded that by a good margin. Okay, by at least 12%. So don't do that. If you want to throw out like who, which receiver you're starting over Ridley or whatever, go ahead. Tell me. All right. How many receptions for Garrett Wilson today? I mean, it could be. Honestly, it could be 10. If game script is crazy bad for the Jets, it could be double-digit catches for Garrett Wilson today. I mean, what does that mean? A bunch of yards? No. But for PPR, who cares? Pick 2, I would go with Connor and Warren. Yeah, there you go. Yes, Matthew Berry called that. Right. Well, I called that too. I mean, and Mike Williams was looking like a wide receiver 1. He got hurt. What can you do, man? The whole season would be different for Keenan, and for Justin Herbert if Williams had stayed healthy. But nevertheless, okay, all right. So you're deciding between Ridley and Olave. That's pretty close. But I would still I have to go Olave. All right, folks, get in your questions. I wanted to real quick while we have a lull in the action here. I wanted to talk to you about good slot matchups for Week 12. So we have the Saints giving up the highest target share to slot pass catchers at 39% on the season. That should be beneficial to, Kyle Pitts, which whatever, and Jonnu Smith primarily. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We have the Eagles with the second highest slot target share, 38%. Yeah. So Khalil Shakir is very much in play as a volume-based option. And Dalton Kincaid is going to keep up the scam, folks. That Kincaid scam is going brrr. It's just pumping out PPR points. All right, it's going to continue this week, folks. We have the Bengals giving up a 35% target share to slot receivers. Who do the Bengals play? Oh, dang it. I forget. We're looking it up, folks. Yeah, they're playing the Steelers, right? So actually, that benefits, you won't believe this, it does not benefit Deontay Johnson, who hardly ever runs a slot route. It actually benefits Allen Robinson, who runs all the slot routes for the Steelers. Also, to a lesser extent, Pat Freiermuth. The Rams are next here in slot target share. Should be good for Rondell, but who knows? And also Trey McBride. It is Trey McBride season. I must report. The Texans are next. That should be good for Christian Kirk. And then you go down the list. The Bucks are up there, so Josh Downs would benefit from that. All right, folks. We have a few more minutes here. HN officially inactive today. Yes, thank you for that update. We have that on Rotoworld if folks want to check it out. Yeah, HN is out, so it'll be Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson as the RB1 and RB2 for the Dolphins in a good matchup. I do think in like 14-team leagues with multiple flex spots, I think Jeff Wilson makes the sort of sense that like Rico Dowdle would make, if you know what I mean. Like a guy who might vulture a touchdown, a guy who, like, if things are really good for the Dolphins today, he could see 8 carries or maybe 10 touches, depending on how much they want to use Mostert. I get the sense that the Dolphins don't really want to run Mostert into the ground, and they want to save him somewhat for a postseason run, along with Achane, because man, that Mostert Achane machine is pretty great when both guys are healthy. So just if you have Jeff Wilson, you're not quite sure what to do with him, don't force him into your lineup, but I think that you can play him in like deep formats. Okay. Downs, Garrett Wilson, Warren, pick one. Yeah, I mean you're going with Warren. Warren is a great play this week, guys. He just is. Like, I think that this change in offensive coordinator, the fact that Warren has been so good and so productive and efficient over the past, well, the whole season pretty much, but especially over the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I think that Warren is almost like a must play. Even in 10-team leagues, you got to figure out a way. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jazz. Sorry. Yeah, so we'll finish up here with listing some run funnel and pass funnel defenses. That means defenses that are being attacked disproportionately via the run or pass. So I do, and I didn't put this in the defense, in the funnel defense report, but the Colts are the most extreme run funnel on the season, and that should be good for Rachaad White. But the Bucks, first of all, Rachaad White is not a good runner. He is a good pass catcher. He's kind of Kamara light. But the Bucks are not the sort of team that's going to like force the run, right? So I was hesitant to write up Rachaad White, but I just want folks to know that the Colts, that teams are really leaning hard into the run against Indianapolis. this season. You also have, I mentioned the Cardinals. You have the Raiders. The Raiders as the 6th most extreme run funnel. Could be good stuff for Pacheco. I know folks are having some problems with how to value Pacheco this week. The problem is that when you say run funnel Raiders, the Chiefs usually don't care about funnel this or funnel that. They're usually just gonna establish the pass, like it's the year 4000. And then on the other side of things, you have the Eagles extreme run funnel, Bucks. I mentioned them in the report, and then you also have the Bills. The Bills are a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5 pass funnel. So we could actually see the Eagles kind of air it out here. It's part of the reason I think that Devontae Smith is a guy you got to figure out how to put him in there. Also, Dallas Goedert being out is big, and we saw that last week. He's big. That's big for Devontae Smith. So I know Devontae Smith was like barely playable and very frustrating for the first like 2.5 months of the season. That's all in the past. We are on to the present. Devontae Smith is a good play. All right, last 2-3 questions. Well, yeah, you're playing Garrett Wilson, Danny boy. I'm sorry, that was not necessary. Dan, you're playing Garrett Wilson. Thoughts on Ramondre Stevenson? He's been a little more involved in the pass game. I think he's a viable like low end RB2. And last question here from Blue Cadet: would you play Waddle today at the Jets or throw a dart with OBJ or Rashee Rice? Rice is not in this conversation. He's only running half the routes, so that's not happening. I would go. I go Waddle. Go with Waddle. All right, folks. I'm Denny Carter. Thank you for joining the Friday Fantasy Football Q&A on the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. Keep it locked into this channel for all of your NFL content, folks, and check me out online at CDCarter13. Thanks again for joining. Enjoy all of the purchasing stuff that you will do on this